Alright, this video I want to talk about what makes a game replayable. But first, let's talk about the bad news. I spent a lot of time this week rigging my character and experimenting with Mixamo animations, and as you can see, it's not linking properly. The skeleton hierarchy doesn't perfectly match with what Unreal expects, and the root motion isn't behaving the way I want, and the transitions just feel off. And if I'm being honest, it just doesn't look good enough. So unfortunately, I need to scrap this approach and try something else entirely, which is frustrating, but I guess that's part of development. You try something, it doesn't work. You learn from it and you move forward. On the bright side, the auto-generating land system is now running smoother. Chunk loading is more consistent, optimization passes are working, and it feels very stable. And for a game that's built around expansion and dynamic world growth, that's huge. Because even if animations aren't ready yet, the foundation of the world is. This got me thinking about something bigger. What actually makes a game replayable? Why do some games hold you for hundreds, even thousands of hours?
Wow.
And why do you uninstall some games after a week? And come back to others years later? There's a psychological theory called self-determination theory, or SDT for short. It says that human motivation is driven by three core needs: autonomy, which is choice and control; competence, which is the feeling of improvement; and relatedness, which is the connection to people or a place. If a game can satisfy all three of these things, it doesn't just feel good, it feels worth coming back to. Now, this definitely isn't the whole picture. Game design psychology goes way deeper than this, but as a starting point, these three ideas explain a lot. Take Minecraft, for example. There's no quest markers, no forced path, and no correct way to play. You can build a dirt house, create a redstone supercomputer, speedrun to the Ender Dragon, design an entire city, or just go fishing for an hour. The replayability comes from one key thing. You define the goal. The game doesn't tell you what's meaningful, you do. That autonomy creates ownership, and ownership creates attachment. That's exactly how I want my game to feel. Open, expandable, and player-driven. Not complete the quest, but what kind of farm do you want to build? Now let's talk about competence through complexity. Borderlands 2 is a game that I've sunk way too many hours into. And not just because it's fun to shoot things. It's because of the systems, the deep skill trees, the weapon prefixes and modifiers, the elemental damage types, the build synergies, and all the different min-max optimizations. You can play it casually, or you can spend hours calculating the best DPS setup. And that second layer, the mastery level, is what keeps people replaying it. And Terraria is a game that does the same thing with class builds, accessory optimization, progression tiers, boss order routing, and all the loadout micro adjustments. These games both reward understanding. You improve not just your character, but your knowledge. And with that knowledge, it makes you feel more competent. You start having moments like, oh, I should have stacked this accessory with that buff. The reflective improvement loop, that's powerful. It makes you want to restart and try again. Then there's something slightly different. It's not just complexity, but it's escalation. Think Destiny 2, with its power level increasing, the bigger DPS numbers, the loot rarity tiers, and the pseudo-random reward system. Or like Forager with the massive resource accumulation, exponential scaling, visual feedback explosions, and compounding multipliers. These games tap into something simple but effective. The numbers go up, the efficiency increases, your effort compounds, and the brain loves visible progress, especially exponential progress. You don't just feel stronger, you feel momentum, and that momentum is what keeps you playing. Now here's the part that I didn't talk enough about at first, relatedness. With all these games I've had first-hand experience. I've sunk hundreds of hours into each one, and that's not an accident. They all hit autonomy, they all hit competence, but they also hit something deeper, community. I've played them co-op, I've watched YouTube builds, I've talked about loadouts and strategies with my friends, and that shared experience is what makes them stick. It's one thing to have great systems. It's another thing entirely when you can experience those systems together. That's when a game becomes part of your life, not just something you play. And that's what I'm hoping to do with mine. Not just build a farming system, but build something that you want to show your friends. Something that you can optimize together, and something that feels better because it's shared. So, when I look at my game now, I'm not just thinking about farming mechanics. I'm thinking about why someone would want to come back to it. So, with autonomy, you choose how your farm grows. You choose automation, movement, economy, and crop mastery. And you decide what kind of farmer you want to be. Then, with competence, your crops get faster, your yield increases, the golden chances go up, and animals produce more. You can literally see your efficiency improving. And that compounding system is intentional. Then with relatedness, you and your friends can divide tasks. One person optimizes crops, one person handles livestock, and one person chases the rare research. There's no skipping progression, not breaking the balance, but growing together. That's the goal. So, yeah, animation's still in the works, and I might have to rethink that pipeline completely. But the foundation's getting stronger, the world generation works, the systems are getting deeper, and now I'm building it with intention. Not just making mechanics, but designing motivation. And if I get that balance right, it won't just be a farming game. It'll be one that you come back to.